MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And off to the races we go for a Tuesday morning. Still cold.
It is cold.
30,
Very cold.
35. Now, we'll get 69. That's so close to 70, it's not funny. But I hadn't been out in a couple hours. How's it feel outside?
It's cold. It's really cold. But it seems like it's going to warm up. It is a beautiful day, though. There's sunshine out, so...
By the weekend, you're going to hit 80 degrees. So if you were thinking, I don't know if I can handle this cold weather, it's going to be changing. And let's just let you look at the 7-day forecast, this how great it's going to be. Look at that. 68 today, 73 tomorrow. Look at Friday and then into Saturday. Now, Sunday afternoon, there is a chance of showers moving into Monday, but you can't complain about those temperatures.
No, it's going to be a nice week.
You know, if you could pick the perfect temperature, it'd be 75 to 80. Not too cold, not too hot.
Right. Yeah, I don't like super hot summertime weather. I don't like that. I've never been one to just want to get out there and just bake in the sun like some people. I mean, some people love that. I don't like it.
That's why so many people from Mississippi run to Gatlinburg, Tennessee in the middle of the hot summer, because it's those cool mornings up there on those mountainsides. I like them. Let's see. Good morning to Lost Gap. Teresa Short is up. Glad to see you're there.
Miss Joyce Gressick, good morning. And Greg Beard, good morning to you.
Let's see. Virginia Stokes is there. Who's Uncle Fun there? Richard Whitehead. Is that your new name there, buddy?
Kathy Thomas, good morning from Bailey, Mississippi. And Alan Litchfield, good morning.
Numerous people. If this is your first time watching, you can join us live on YouTube. It's easy to do. Just click follow, and then you get notifications when we go live. And I'll try to pull that up here in a little while so you can see all of that, how that works. And a lot to look at there. Follow when we go live with bad weather, anything that's breaking in our area, we go with it.
That's right.
So
Denise Burnside made blueberry muffins this morning.
Well, isn't that a little early for blueberries?
I don't know. She must have had some in the freezer or something.
Look, girl, this is supposed to be bacon and eggs this time of day. Or at least
anything sounds good right now, though.
I'm hungry.
I'm not a big breakfast person first thing in the morning, but by now I'm hungry.
You know why I'm not?
Why?
Because ain't nobody cooking it for me.
Oh, really?
If I had it in front of me, I'd be chowing down. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, you usually go right down and cook you some breakfast after the show.
I used to, but things have gotten to where it's so busy I hadn't been able to.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, we got to talk about this because New Rules is coming to Meridian, and let's all reminisce for just a moment.
Okay.
Anybody remember the hot dog hottie? Yeah. There was men buying hot dogs that didn't even want hot dogs in Meridian.
I remember a food truck.
No, I'm talking hot dog hottie. Forget about the food truck. Forget about what was making the hot dog.
Okay.
It was like the greatest scheme that's ever been done in Meridian. You wasn't even hungry, and you were compelled to have extra relish.
Okay.
She had it going on. But bad news for everybody else. It looks like the city of Meridian is going to be implementing food permits if you sell.
Okay.
But who could we hire to be the new hot dog hottie and take over? Because she done quite well with herself. I saw her on Facebook the other day, and I thought, go girl. She's no longer selling hot dogs.
Oh. Was she like step up and was she selling something? I mean, what she selling other food?
She got married.
Oh, okay.
The hot dog thing led to a great marriage that led to numerous trips abroad.
Oh, okay.
She's doing well.
Well, good for her.
I might need to get me. No, I'd go bankrupt. But if you look great, it's a great scheme during the hot summertime to sell things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think a food truck, though, off the subject of who's selling it.
She is a lot better subject.
I think a food truck downtown is just ideal for people who work downtown and they're on their lunch break. They don't have a whole lot of time. Just walk down and get a sandwich or a hot dog.
So how do you feel about the having to get a permit?
I mean,
yay, nay?
I think it's, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I think it's probably good. I mean, do they have to be checked out by the
health department?
Health department. I think that's a good thing. That's always a good thing.
It was a line of inspectors wanting to go to the hot dog hottie, but I don't know how that worked out. You just really don't want to talk about her, do you?
I really don't.
I'm trying to help you. Everybody else wants to.
I'm trying to move on.
LaWanda is exactly right. The hot dogs at Cpap Mills were the best in the cab. If you never had one of those, they were good. Okay, some thoughts there. Let's see. Overnight, what went on in Meridian? Now, yesterday was a busy day. There's no other word to put this in Meridian of gunshots and things that went on in the area. If you're just joining us, welcome. Let's go to the webpage and take a look here of accidents and incidents that went on yesterday. As we pull this up, we come up here and we go down. Let's scroll down here. This was the official statement last night from the police department. We had our second shooting here. Second person yesterday was rushed to the emergency room, and it ended up being a 15-year-old girl.
Oh, goodness.
Now, there are few details on this, but we are learning that possibly a sibling shot her. What we don't know is how that happened. Mm-hmm. There was not a lot of information given to police on the matter. It happened on the 1700 block of 30th Avenue. As we get more details on it, we'll release those, but they didn't tell the police a whole lot. So that went on. Now, let's get to the one that happened before that. We had another shooting, and as we pull this up from the webpage, this is what we find out. There was an update. I got several texts that said, hey, I just heard gunshots. Mm-hmm. What happened were on 36th Avenue, I believe that's where it happened. On 37th Avenue, it was a Jeep and a truck that shot at one another.
Goodness.
And that's bad, number one. I don't know how many shots were fired, but there was a gentleman standing in his yard on 36th Avenue, which is a block, away. Uh-huh. Bullet fire where they were shooting at one another went through and hit him.
Oh, my goodness.
He was rushed to the hospital with a neck wound. Mm. He was airlifted to Jackson. From my understanding, he's in stable condition now. But we don't need this.
No, we do not. Mm.
Now, as I talk about all this, it's just been numerous. Let's talk about...
It's becoming really a common everyday thing now.
Yeah, and the day before we had somebody that had to go to the hospital with a gunshot wound. So that's 3 this week, and today is Tuesday.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about last night. Does this mean that anybody was hurt or wounded? No, but... And tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all are watching. Y'all are out there in the public. Does this mean this is leading up to something? Because there's been 3 people shot in 3 days, and in a 2-day period here, and it's Tuesday. The numerous gunshots that are happening, is this leading up to something bigger? Let's talk about last night and where all this went down. The 4500 block of Arthur Street, shots were fired, and they did confirm that they found shell casings there. Mm-hmm. Now, just because the police department is called out and they don't find shell casing doesn't mean that it didn't happen. You've got to remember, overnight it's dark, and they're looking for shell casings that could have went in the bushes and not landed on pavement. So just because you don't find evidence doesn't mean that it didn't happen. All right, as we go back to this, let's look at some more of these. 35th Avenue and 36th Streets. A lot of shots were heard there. 25th Avenue, State Boulevard, 45th Avenue and 5th Street. Overnight shots. Mm. Now, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Now, again, no one was hurt, to my knowledge, with any of that. But it was reported the gunshots were heard, and that's in the area of Meridian. We want you to be aware of it. Mm-hmm. Maybe you live around there, you travel through any of those areas. It just gives you that little heads up of, I need to be on my P's and Q's.
Be aware, for sure.
Now,
make an alternate route, to get somewhere if you need to, just to be on the safe side. Try to.
Now, our inbox was filling up with yesterday, and I'm going to, as I mentioned this early this morning, we're going to call this drive time, rush hour in House, Mississippi. House has been making the news over and over. Crackdowns.
Drug deal the other day, and
over in Union, and I got an official statement. Let's go back to the webpage and pull this up. Again, you can find this at Sam Media, that's SAMEDIA.network. And here's what we got. An alleged kidnapping and abduction led to a chase that ended near House. Mm-hmm. Yesterday morning over in Union, Mississippi, and I'm assuming, this is the assumption part, that it was a boyfriend-girlfriend. They were in a line at the school. They got into some type of argument. He either pushed her out or she got out on her own. I'm not quite sure. I think it was more of a push, but I cannot verify that. He drives off. Her kids are still in the car. She calls the Union PD, and this becomes an alleged kidnapping at that point.
Right.
A chase ensues, and here he is. Here's the information. His name is Caleb Roach is his name. He ends up, if you're there at the four-way stop in Union, Mississippi, he drops the children off unharmed. here at the gas station. That's there at the four-way. He then turns east on Highway 492 and heads toward House, Mississippi. That little, 15, 20-mile stretch in between there. Mm-hmm. Got as fast as his speeds got up. As he crossed into Neshoba County, a deputy happened to be heading, I believe he was headed up to the courthouse to do some testifying. They had a bunch of cases yesterday. He heard it on the railroad, and about that time, on the radio. He heard it on the railroad past him. He whips around and follows pursuit. By this time, Mississippi Highway Patrol, we've got Union PD and Neshoba County in pursuit of this man. Mm. He gets within 2 miles of House, and the traffic is too thick for him to pass anybody on that 2-lane road. Mm. He pulls over, throws his hands up in the air, and he is arrested. Now, they've got him felony fleeing, aggravated assault, and other things that are coming. Yeah. The charges, as you go back here to the webpage, you can go here and read the letter that was put in from the Union Police Department as they get down here and say that they are awaiting the charges that they're going to press him with, which in the end means they're investigating it a little bit harder before they charge him. But it's a lot of alleged charges. They're pretty serious.
Yeah, that is. That's serious.
So no one was hurt. The children were returned fine, and that's the good news out of that.
Oh, yeah.
And then
thank goodness they weren't harmed in the running. You know, you could have had a wreck or anything could have happened. So
on down the road in House, Mississippi, we got more news for you there. Boy, y'all are just popular people over there. As the Popo was running on one end of the county to the other, passing through there, this fire broke out in downtown House yesterday. And I said, well, downtown is 2 miles, 2.5 miles due east of Highway 19. The home was burned to the ground. Absolutely nothing left. No one was hurt. They did get out, but no saving of the home.
Goodness, I wonder what started that.
But don't know yet. Hopefully they'll dig into that. Let's see here. I was leaving, getting ready to hook up to my trailer to get ready, and they came by on Highway 492 and 298. The Popo was moving.
Oh, yeah. Goodness.
You just never know what's going on.
Never a dull moment.
It's not.
In the news lately. Goodness.
Now, there was also another chase yesterday, and I don't have all the... Well, all I know is there was a chase. Let me be honest with you. This happened in Philadelphia of somebody possibly doing some drugs, and the police got after him, and they got into Kemper County and slipped away. I think they know who it is, and an arrest is pending. So when I get more on that, we're going to break that news to you also. But you can read all the police reports. We keep up with this daily if you go to our webpage. And let me go back there. And I know I'm talking about it a lot, but so you can find things. As you go here to the webpage, let's back up. When you go either to Scotty Ray and Candace across the top, when you come here, let's look at this. Here's your webpage here, and you either go to our page or my page, and you get here to arrest reports. You can read all of them. Pretty simple.
It is pretty simple. It's an easy layout for you to go by and check all your
at my age,
topics.
I have to have easy.
Well, I like stuff that's easy to navigate through. I mean, I don't like all that stuff. You got to mash this button and go back and hit that one. I mean, this is easy to understand. A click and you're there. That's a few of the things that are happening locally. I'm so glad that so many of y'all are with us this morning. It's mighty kind of you to join us. Let's take a minute and go over to Snowden & Company. They always have a lot going on at Snowden & Company, trying to get you ready for your home. Whether you're downsizing or upgrading, and it's just different chapters of your life. There's no other way to word this. Right.
Lamar and Diane sold their home. These two right here, Rachel and Alan, bought from them. And the list goes on of the many, many different people that use them. They're sellers. There's a lot of them. They're chosen by you as some of the best in our area. You can look for that dream home, or you can get rid of the dream home.
Right.
Say, my dreams have changed.
That's right. And houses are going very fast right now.
Yeah.
They really are. So if you have an eye on one, or if you're ready to sell one, they can help you out there.
By appointment only on Saturday. But they're going to be open until 5 o'clock today, Monday through Friday. Closed on Sunday. Browse around from anywhere from Lauderdale, Kemper, Newton, Clark, all the way to the Jackson area. Here's a new home that's just been listed.
That's right. It's a nice home, too. I went through the pictures last night looking at it. Yeah. Very nice.
See it. Check that out. Some of the homes that are listed there at Snowden & Company, visit them. Find out why so many people trust them. Certified real estate negotiating expert and designated seller. You'll find them all there on Poplar Springs, or just simply visit them online or call them at 453 3937. Good folks right here in our community. We'll be back with more. Don't rush off.
On June 30th, 2021, the FDA alerted the public that Phillips recalled certain Cpap devices due to concerns regarding its polyester-based polyurethane sound abatement foam. This is a Class 1 recall, the most serious type of recall. Use of these devices may cause serious injuries or death. If you're diagnosed with long-term, permanent, and life-threatening health complications, your illness may be linked to your use of a Phillips breathing device, and you may be entitled to compensation. Call Richard Swartz & Associates for a case evaluation today.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
And welcome back, Scotty Ray and Candace. It is Tuesday, as we said, still chilly outside as we climb to later sunshine and warm degrees of about 69. But right now, we're still hovering at 35, maybe cooler where you're sitting at as well.
It is a little chilly out there for sure. Yeah.
Let's say congratulations to some folks.
Southeast Lauderdale High School, their basketball semifinals, the MHSAA state tournament. It's going to be tomorrow at the Jackson Coliseum at 1:30, and all Southeast schools are going to dismiss at 11 tomorrow. So,
take you $12 along to get in.
That's right. That's a great thing, though. Congratulations to y'all for being able to go to that and compete. Good luck, too.
Yeah, maybe y'all come home with a trophy. We certainly hope so.
Yes.
Let's see here.
Nice honor to be able to go.
Can you believe this is March?
I cannot believe this is March. And I cannot believe that in just less than a week, I've been married 2 years.
In less than a week?
That? Yes.
Boy, time flies.
It does, doesn't it? It flies right.
Are you tickled?
Yeah, I am.
What you getting him for his anniversary present?
I don't know.
I
don't know if we'll do anniversary. We'll probably just go out and eat or something, maybe.
That's it?
Yeah.
Only 2 years in, you already not buying nothing?
I don't know. I'm not a big, gotta have a gift type person. You know what I'm saying?
I bet he's going.
And he has everything that you could imagine. So
he's already bought it.
And I mean, if it's a tool, he probably has it.
So you wouldn't be able to buy him a new screwdriver and he'd be happy about it.
Oh, he's probably got 100. I mean, I don't know. There's so many things, but no, but I can't believe it's been 2 years.
Look, I'm going to tell you, the most heartbreaking thing that's ever happened to me is Sears going away because there's no selection anymore. And I was a Craftsman guy, and you just can't find other things. I don't know. I'm hurt. I don't know what to do. You know,
I was watching that Leanne Morgan comedian, though, and she's so funny. And she just talks about everyday stuff. And she said, she's in Tennessee, I think. She said, have y'all ever noticed what's going on with Sears? Like when we went in Sears, she said, there's not a soul, you can't find a worker. Did you ever realize?
Talking about here?
Yeah.
Well, that's why things went.
I know, but that was everywhere. Obviously, it wasn't just
they had done it was cutbacks, and they had less employees, and they weren't taken care of, and it just it went downhill in a hurry.
I mean, you couldn't find a worker in there.
And now I've got this box over there with my broken Craftsman that's guaranteed for a lifetime. And what do you do? It just looks at me each day.
So, are there no Sears anywhere, or
they're like home centers, and they're not really. They're privately owned for the most part. It's turning out like Kmart. 4 of them left in the whole United States.
Are they are Craftsman tools guaranteed for life?
Lifetime. That's why I always bought them.
Because I see John Talbert, he said Snap-on. I think they are too.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And I'm not much of a Cobalt kind of fella. It just, things break, and then you've got your other choice. The only other place in town that really, Lowe's has got a little bit of Craftsman, but it doesn't. It's just your basic. It doesn't get into, I got to have a special one to work on this.
Yeah, Greg Summerlin said Lowe's is a Craftsman dealer.
Yeah. It just doesn't have the selection that Sears used to have.
Yeah.
I could be lost for 2 hours in there and enjoy myself. I wanted to bring this up. And I really fully endorse this 129% of being one of the best I've heard. And if it weren't for copyright laws, I'd play it. But Brooks and Dunn, and this is a release by Ronnie. This is his new song called Broken Neon Hearts. I'm going to share that later where you can listen to it. But they are coming to Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll be able to get your
That's
tickets.
nice.
Tickets go on sale Friday. They're going to be at the Brandon Amphitheater. They go on sale 10 a.m. Friday morning if you're a big Brooks and Dunn fan. But that song is what, when you turn on the radio and you long to hear something country, it's that. It has that same sound as Brand New Man album.
Okay.
If you like that kind of country music, you're going to love this.
Well, that'll be a welcome thing.
Yeah.
All this
Linda Jane is trying to
new
get
age
into the
country.
business and start her hot dog hottie truck and sell Seipel's hot dogs. Go, Linda Jane. We'll put you up at the four-way stop in Scuba and see how things go.
Yeah. Goodness.
Whoo, boy. Listen, Seipel's was good. I always enjoyed going through the cab and seeing what they had there. Let's jump into a few things. Do you remember yesterday we mentioned that in New York, Eric, of course, the new mayor there that's taken over, a member of his cabinet was attacked. As he's been saying, I'm going to put an end to crime. We're going to clean up the subways.
Right.
This is the scene that happened. They've arrested this guy.
Did she pass away?
No, she's in serious condition.
I mean,
but let's go here and pull this up so you can see. This is New York.
I mean,
and let me turn down.
How many times he hits this lady?
It's horrible. He follows her down. Let's watch this. Let me pause this to where we can go over. This is from New York City Police Department is where I'm playing this from. All right, this lady, so it just doesn't drag out, walks down these steps here. And let's turn this on.
Probably totally
all right,
unaware.
He kicks her. Now he goes in. This is a hammer. Look at this. How many times does he hit her? And, she's down. He's not stopping. It goes on and on. This is what happens to you in these large cities without cops.
It's hard to watch.
Steals her bag. See, that's what he wanted. Now, he could have taken that without hurting her. He has been arrested. I hope they do horrible things to him. I do.
Now, is that her walking stick or his? He's got in his other hand.
I don't know who had that to begin with. It must have been.
She did.
No, he had it.
He had it
the whole time.
Huh.
That is
gracious.
But that's from New York, and if you want to watch more of that, go on back and take a look at that.
Evil people in this world, for sure.
Hattiesburg, Mississippi, they are still looking for the killer of the 6-year-old and the 5-year-old and the 20-year-old that were wounded. Gunshots rang out there. They're just like Meridian. They see it all across the state of Mississippi. This happens. Anywhere you're watching from, no matter the state, there's crime and drive-by shootings because criminals are running everything nowadays. And a 6-year-old boy has died in the state of Mississippi due to this, just like the 5-year-old that died in Meridian that is still unsolved.
Yeah. I can't believe that somebody has not given a little bit of leadway into that crime.
They're scared.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I'm told things occasionally of things that happen in Meridian, and most of all, everybody goes, "Please do not say my name. I do not want retaliation." If I heard a gunshot here, don't tell who. And I'm not going to tell that if you tell me where something just happened. But people are nervous over it, and you understand why.
Yep. Goodness.
Scott said that he'll be charged with attempted murder, most likely, and it will be. I think she's got serious head injuries. And what are the long-term effects from that? We don't know how she'll be. Will she be able to think right?
Yeah, that would be awful.
Because that being hit in the head, like even your movement.
I stopped counting it like 7 times that he had swung the hammer. It's awful. It's hard to watch stuff like that.
It is. Jones County, where we don't know what really went on, but they are searching for someone out of Jones County, and her name that they are seeking is Melinda Allison Landrum. She shot somebody in the face yesterday.
Oh, gosh.
In a mobile home in Jones County. I don't know if there was an argument, if they were doing something that they shouldn't have been. I don't know the details of that part. We do know she shot her and fled. Jones County has got an APB out on her, and they are looking for her. Hopefully she'll be caught and brought to justice for that. If it was an accident, you should have stayed.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh.
Angela says it takes one evil person to hurt a child. That's right. And never upon my life, you just don't understand how people, do they not have conscience? Is that the word I'm trying to say right?
I think some people just could care less. you know, if it's a child or if it's an adult or if it's an elderly person. I mean, people just don't have any kind of compassion or respect, or there's just people out there that are like that, you know, and they're just evil people.
We go to our next headline. This broke right. Well, it was 5:30 in California, which puts it about 2 hours difference here. It was just before dark in California. It was already dark here. A father kills his 9-year-old, his 10-year-old, and 13-year-old in a church, and then commits suicide. Started shooting in the church. He's out. And I brought that up this morning.
Yeah.
How, if you want to take your own life, that's one thing. But why take somebody with you that has no control over this? A child that has not had a chance to live and have their life. Why is it that you want to take them with you?
And too, it said that their mother had a restraining order against him. I just think that restraining orders are a good thing, but
It's not going to stop the killer from coming after you.
right. I just don't think that they're a cure-all for somebody who's not stable, and you know, you pretty much know they're capable of doing something like that. I think they need to be watched a lot closer, or maybe even detained. I don't know what the answer is.
There's something more needs to be done, though. You're right.
Yes.
As we go to New York City and areas like that, if it's a large city, now what this is going to do to prices in stores, I have no idea, but it will have to be passed on to the consumer. But Target is saying they're going to start employees out at $24 an hour.
Goodness.
That's like cashier to work there.
Yeah, that's great. I know what, a year or two ago, 2 years ago probably now, a Buc-ee's was, I think they were paying $16 an hour.
But if they're paying $24, it will be passed on to the consumer, and whatever you're buying is going to cost you more, as people still will not go to work. And that's why they're having to offer this, is no one's coming in. Who do we think for that? Joe, handing out free money and going, don't go to work. Why do that? Yeah. It helps people when they're down on their luck. I'm all for that. But when it's time to go back to work, it's time to go back to work. This is the guy, and let me show his picture here, that we just showed beaten with the hammer a minute ago. Here he is. That's the guy. And he's older.
Yeah.
You know, I was expecting when they made that arrest for it to be some young guy, but that's not the case.
That's probably not his first crime, though.
Here's the lady. She was 58 years old that was attacked. This is her. She was a city health worker. She was on the administration of Eric's there in New York City. It just doesn't get any lower than that. The Queen has recovered from COVID. She's back at it. At 95, that's pretty strong to say that you're over it and functioning once again.
Yeah. That's good that she came through that. My gosh, when we were sick with it, I mean, at our age, it was rough. I cannot imagine being 95. I mean, goodness. She must be a
tough.
strong-willed lady.
That's what you call a tough old broad. Anybody ever heard that term before?
Goodness.
Angela says,
have to be to deal with all that mess over there.
It is. Angela made a comment to us that orders are just a legal process. And, you know, because, you know, when you call the police, it takes time to get there, no matter what.
Right. I mean, and even though legally you've put this restraining order on them, they're not watching them 24 hours a day. You know, they're not watching exactly where they go. I mean, they just get in trouble. If somebody has the capability and the drive to harm somebody or possibly kill them, do you think paperwork's going to stop them?
No, they ain't worried about that. It's like Putin. Do you think a piece of paper is scaring that man?
Yeah.
We'll get into some Putin stuff here in just a little bit.
Right.
Here's a picture as it heads towards Washington, D.C. Anybody seen this lately? That'd be the convoy there. It's got a few cars mixed in with it, but trucks are headed to Washington, D.C. They are barricading Washington, D.C. as we speak, trying to keep themselves from these folks.
Yeah, let's hope that stays on the good side, you know.
Absolutely. I want to show you a video, and let me pull this up. This quite possibly could be the dad of the year. And let me pause this to where we can back this up and show this. What lengths would you go to protect your children, no matter what their age, whether they're 9, 10, 12, 14? This is a rodeo that we're going to take you to. And, you know, you got to say that a boy, I think he deserves dad of the year. His son is riding a bronc. He gets thrown. The bull comes to stomp his kid, and he jumps off and lays himself on top of his son so his son won't be hurt. Watch this. Touching. I found it to be very good. Here we go. The gate opens, he's riding, and he loses it. The clown comes to the rescue, and so he's hurt to some degree there. He can't get up. There's his dad. And so his daddy takes the hit. That's pretty touching there. I'm glad he done that.
Yes.
Not everybody would do that. That's what you call somebody who loves their kid.
Oh, yeah.
So thumbs up to that. You don't see that every day anymore.
I've been known to jump a fence or something and run out with mine on a ball field if they get hurt. And I know I look like crazy mama, but it's scary. It's just that instinct, you know.
There's even rumors you chunking a high heel from the kitchen to the living room. I've heard that too.
Really? No.
Come on, tell the truth, girl.
No.
Good morning to you. You are watching Scotty Ray and Candace on this early Tuesday morning. We're so glad that you chose us to watch.
Yes.
And if you can't find your remote, well, you're stuck with us for another 30 minutes. Whichever the case is, we're just glad that you're here.
We are glad.
More coming up.
The back porch of Meridian is now open on Highway 19. Anything outdoors. Grills, fryers, pellets. And all grills come with free assembly. Whether you're looking for a cooler or custom woodwork. Plus local beef, milk and ice cream from Beeson, products from Cyples Mills, spices, and a whole lot more. And don't forget to check out the She Shed, where you'll find authentic Louis Vuitton purses and more. And we can't leave out the spoon fudge. The back porch, Highway 19 North Meridian. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Fresh Idaho potatoes, a 8-pound bag, $3.99. California navel oranges, a 4-pound bag, $5.99. Yellow onions, a 3-pound bag, $2.49. Whole pork loin, $1.89 a pound. And New York strip steak, family pack, $8.99 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. As Linda Culpepper said, that's unconditional love.
It is.
Let's see here. Way to go, Dad, Angela said. Bill Reinhart said that's love. A lot of y'all agree with that. That is somebody that went above and beyond there.
Denise Burnside said the truckers had a police escort through Texas.
And
so
see,
that's a good thing.
I'm glad you said that, because part of the story that I was reading there, it was another state that they entered to where they got nothing.
Really?
Absolutely. To where other people that were protesting were given police escorts through there, but the truckers would not. Texas is our kind of people.
Right.
So thumbs up, Texas. And you know, a lot like California. A lot of times I talk about California. When I talk about their politics, it's not necessarily the people of California that is bad. It's the leaders. So if you're watching me from California and you're stuck there, we understand. People will pass laws that you may not agree with. You remember Colorado a few years back where they were trying to break off and form a new state, the northern portion, because they were fed up with what goes on around Boulder and Denver and those areas that are so left-leaning. And in the rural route, there's just not enough people to get the votes passed as it is a large city.
Yeah. Yeah, the leaders can make all the difference. You know,
That's
for
right.
sure.
Well, let's look at a few things that happened on this date. 1872. What's the name of the new Yellowstone TV show? What is it?
1884, I think, isn't it?
83, maybe?
1883.
Okay, well,
Like
this was close to that, but the actual Yellowstone National Park became a park on this date back in 1872, where the buffalo roam. If you've never been there, it is absolutely beautiful at Yellowstone National Park.
I have heard it's really, really pretty.
Yes, back in 1932, this was one of the first times that America would see crimes like this. And what am I talking about? Well, it was when the Limbaugh baby was kidnapped. And as we all know as history, the child was not found alive. They did catch the suspect, but the baby did not make it out. Sad day back in 1932. As we go to this guy, who remembers the batteries commercials where he'd set him on his shoulder and go, how did he say it? I dare you to knock them off. Do y'all remember that?
I do not remember that. I don't remember the batteries.
Yeah, he was pushing batteries. And who am I talking? It's his birthday.
I
today.
remember this guy in different things, but I don't remember
I'm
the
trying to remember the name of the battery. Somebody out there knows. All right, what I'm talking about is Robert Conrad, who played James West on the Wild Wild West. And then he would later be in Baa Black Sheep. And then he used to do the battery commercials to where he'd set him on his shoulder and say, can you knock them off or something like that. What batteries was it? That they played that for years.
I do not remember that. I don't.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
Robin remembers it. Maybe it was alkaline or something like that. We'll get an answer
What
on
would knocking them off your shoulder have to do with the battery?
it. Meaning that they were that tough, and he was given that tough, they would last forever.
Oh, okay.
Try to knock them down.
Oh, okay.
And that's what he was doing. We'll have to find that little commercial there. Let's see. It was 1949, and it would be a very famous day because we would walk away and have it recorded forever. Who remembers the song Lost Highway? Just a boy of 22. Neither good nor bad. Also, You're Gonna Change or I'm Gonna Leave. Honky Tonk Blues and Mind Your Own Business was recorded in 1949 when Hank walked into the studio. All of those become famous songs. It was all recorded on this day back in 49. Whew, so many years ago. Let's see. Let's go to Alan Thicke. He is celebrating a birthday, and he had a bunch of movies that he was in. What was the family show that he was on that had the little guy from Family Matters? Is that it?
No.
Family Ties?
Maybe it is Family Ties.
Family
No,
Ties.
Family Ties was with Michael J. Fox.
That's what I thought that was.
Growing Pains.
Growing Pains, okay.
That was it. Kirk Cameron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was getting Kurt mixed up with Michael J.
Right.
Fox.
You know, Alan Thicke passed away several years back. That was a shocker, you know.
And his son is in the entertainment business to maybe a singer?
I think he is some kind of a singer. He's had a little controversy over the years, but
Yeah, he has. My life as a young man would be changed forever. In 1979, I think it was, 78, 79, right along in there. It would be the day that we saw Catherine Bach for the first time. 1954, she was born on this date, and oh, Daisy. She changed
Daisy
shorts
Duke.
forever. I mean, who else has got shorts named after them, a style?
Daisy Dukes.
Yeah, there's no one else, is it?
No. I remember when my daughter wanted some of those, though, and my mother took her to town to get some, and I wouldn't ever buy them because they were too short. I mean, like this much material.
So your mother was teaching her.
Yeah, well, my mother took her to town shopping, and when she come home with these little bitty shorts, I was like, "Why did you buy these?" She goes, "She said everybody was wearing them, and she wanted them." I was like, "Well, she ain't wearing them." So anyway.
Okay, here's my savior, Ann Blakely, the Ever Ready battery. That was it.
Okay.
Gosh, I feel better. I feel like a relief is off of me. That pressure of I don't know it, but it's out there. Thank you. Y'all save the world every day with your comments.
I know. We'll be hung up on a comment. I mean, on a something we're looking for, and y'all just boom, find the answer. Right.
You go back into that Daisy Duke thing. She really come up with that idea herself. She said the producers of the show had her looking kind of like a dolly look or something else, and she went home and she took a pair of scissors and put a pair of pantyhose on and came back, and it would change the course of the Dukes before they started filming after that. So she came up with the idea herself.
Yeah.
And boy, did it work. Boy, imagine if she had some hot dogs. Whew. We would grow up with this fella. He's still around. He still makes movies all the time. But we got to know him as Richie Cunningham. We got to know him as Opie and many other, what was American Graffiti. Ron Howard celebrates his birthday today.
I loved him in the Andy Griffith Show.
1954 was a big year for famous folks.
Happy Days, too. I used to watch that all the time with Fonzie. And
So which was better, or is it you just can't compare? Is it just two different levels of likeness of Happy Days to...
So you talking about Andy Griffith?
Yeah.
Andy Griffith's show was just, I mean, he was just cute, and, you know, it taught little morals and different things, it seemed like, you know. But, yeah, it was just a totally different time, I think.
Was it Miss Crump that he got the crush on that time, the teacher? And he wanted to hang out with her? No, it was Barney's girlfriend that he got the crush on.
Okay.
And she was going to stay home and make brownies and made Barney mad because she's supposed to go out with him.
I think the episode where Andy was going to go out with that blonde-haired lady, do you remember that? And he took her fishing, and he took her...
Oh, the high-class girl?
Yeah. And he took her fishing with him and everything. Opie did not like it at all. He was jealous. He didn't like it. So he was ugly to her a little bit.
Debbie, I don't know if you're watching, but I remember we used to joke about this when we were on the radio of what were the two girls from Mount Pilot, the Wild Girls? Uh-huh. You know, the two heifers that always wanted to dance and put lipstick all over them? They had a little name, and I can't remember what they were called, but they were good. 1954, another girl would have a birthday. She would be married to Vince Gill for a little while until he got a helicopter and decided he wanted to go check out somebody else's wife. Whoops. Janice Gill has a birthday. Remember Sweethearts of the Rodeo? I'm a midnight girl in a sunset town or something like that. Midnight Girl. That was their big song. She's having a birthday. She's a pretty girl.
She is pretty.
All right. Jimmy Fortune. A lot of folks will go, I don't know that name. But you do know the Statler brothers. And he would take the place of Phil. And he's celebrating a birthday today. Born in 1955. The stats were just incredible. Does your mama know I'm rich and famous and happy? Well, almost that is. They had I'll go to my grave loving you, More Than a Name on a Wall. The list goes on and on of great hits that they had. This was huge back in the 90s. I can remember watching it. The guy that would end up playing Monk, I think he was on Taxi as well. And the blonde-headed girl, I know she was in a lot of things, but Wings. Tim Daly is celebrating a birthday. Do you know who his sister is?
No.
It might shock you.
Who?
That Cagney and Lacey girl is his sister.
Which one?
The short, dark-haired one.
Really?
Yeah, it's Ty. What's her name? Something Daly? That's his sister.
Tyne,
that's it.
Tyne Daly?
That's his sister.
I would have never... They don't even look anything alike at all.
The first time you would see her was in one of those Dirty Harry shows where she didn't make it out. No partner of Dirty Harry ever lived. Remember the guy that went to his mailbox and get his letter? Yep, he didn't make it either.
Yeah.
Lynn, how are you doing this morning? Good to see the Fun Girls, Karen said. That's what they were, the Fun Girls.
Okay.
And they were hilarious. Remember the girl? She had to be a smoker, like 6 packs a day. Hey, Barney. She had that deep voice.
The lady that I was talking about, that I guess that's the one we're talking about, that Andy took fishing with him and everything, said that is the mother of Tatum O'Neal. I didn't know that.
Whoa.
That's neat to know.
I just go back and watch that Barbara Eden episode when she gets off the bus and Barney's standing there looking at her going, ho.
Yeah. Surely y'all are Googling all this stuff. Like, surely you just don't know all these facts. I'm glad y'all are doing it, though.
No,
because I don't know any of this stuff.
But the thing about it is, somebody knows a little bit of something, so somebody out there, that's their subject.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it fits in. Yeah. I don't know a lot of it.
If you don't have to Google it, you are very smart.
Yeah. Kay Coleman, Lynn says. Good morning, Kay Coleman. Lynn saying hello. Lynn's my buddy. She used to run around with me when we were all kids there. And that's all I'm going to tell, Lynn. I ain't telling all your secrets there. 1968 was a big old day, and we got a picture to prove it. What happened? Johnny Cash walked in and got June to marry him. They said, I do. And they would stay married forever, happily ever after, until they parted. He wouldn't make it, but what, about 3? It wasn't long after she passed away. He just didn't make it. It broke his heart.
You know, after watching the movie Walk the Line, I just feel so sorry for his ex-wife.
Oh, he left her high and dry.
That lady just was home taking care of all these kids, and he was off just rambling.
Having a good old time.
Yeah.
June was a sexy thing, though.
Goodness.
Bless her
She
heart.
took it better than I'd have taken it, I'd just say that.
Vivian was her name. That's why I was pausing. I was trying to think of Vivian was his name there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Steve said he saw the Statlers with Johnny Cash in Jackson, Mississippi. The only time that in concert that I ever saw Johnny Cash, I was a little bitty boy. We went to Jackson, Mississippi, and he done the opening ceremony for Billy Graham. I remember to the Jackson Coliseum watching that as a young man, 4, 5, maybe 6 years old. Who remembers that? Let's go to a TV show that was huge. It was called Supernatural. Sam Dean. Well, Dean's having a birthday today, if you're a big fan of him. Jensen, and how do you pronounce that last name? Ackles?
Ackles or Ackles, yeah.
Yep, he was born in 1978. But what a big show that was. He's a good actor. I like him. And, of course, it brought back the 67 Impala, where everybody wanted one of those. Jimmy Nowell over in Decatur had one for his daughter. I don't know if he still got it or not, but he did have one. Had it built up just like it. Let's see. 1975 would be a big year when you woke up. The Eagles would have the #1 song on the radio. Who remembers this one?
I do.
Best of My Love.
I had the Eagles CD.
The greatest hits?
Yes. I loved them.
I
love the Eagles.
It sold and sold and sold. This Rodney Crowell, for those who know music, would write this song. It would make its way to Waylon Jennings. And why? Well, it almost really painted a picture of Waylon Jennings' life, and it would be the #1 song on the state in 1980. I ain't living long like this, am I, baby? I like it. I looked for trouble and I found it, man. I'm a big Waylon fan. It was almost like a one of those things when you finally meet somebody that you've always looked up to the first time. Van Mack introduced me and set me down with Waylon. And there's no picture to prove that I ever met Waylon, but boy, I sure wish I had a picture of that moment. Don't have it.
I bet that was neat.
Waylon Jennings, the man, the legend, the myth. Let's see. 1984, we all watched this in black and white. He would be the odd uncle on the TV show.
The Addams Family.
There he is. He passed away on this day. I didn't know his name until I looked this up. Jackie Coogan, I guess is how you say that.
Wasn't he Uncle Fester?
I think that's right. What did I call him?
I don't know. You called him something.
I just said the uncle.
Oh, yeah. Uncle. I think it was Fester or...
Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But he was funny.
The biggest character on there was Hand. Do you remember Hand? That sat over there by that?
Or Thing. Wasn't it Thing?
Thing, yeah.
Or Cousin It. What was it, the little furry thing?
That was It.
Yeah.
Then there was the lady
Thing was the hand.
Thing was the hand, and then...
It was the little furry thing.
All right. I'm thinking the wife, what was her name?
Morticia.
Morticia could have sold hot dogs also, and sold a bunch.
Yeah.
1994, this is who it is. Justin Bieber was born. He would go on to marry one of Alec Baldwin's daughters. I don't know which one, but he's married to one of them. They say she's very pretty.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a walk down some memory lane there. Of maybe you remember a few of these things that happened on this date. Hopefully you do. It brings a smile to your face to remember these things.
Yes.
Let's talk about Chet's Paint and Body because, well, this hits at home for a lot of people. Not today, not tomorrow, but probably sometime in your life, you're probably going to want to know this name, Chet. They do so much, and this is just the many different pictures that rolls into the shop of how did this happen? Yeah, somebody, that looks like a big old cow jumped up on that one.
Something, yeah.
They're going to put that back to exactly the way it was. It's got dents all the way down the side there. They'll fix it for them. As we look at others, front end damage. Anybody ever had this happen to you?
Yes.
Well, Chet and them specialize in making this look good again, back to the way it was. Maybe you get, and these trucks are not cheap. This is a very expensive pick-em-up truck that's been hurt.
Right.
It needs some tender love and care. And they're going to do that at Chet's Paint and Body. They'll have it looking good again. Here's another truck that's had some front end damage. There's a Jeep this guy.
Like what my vehicle looked like when a deer hit it.
Yeah.
Or when I hit a deer, excuse me.
It's just so many numerous things that can happen to you in the course of a day. Another car that's been bumped. Now, this one we ain't giving much hope for back there in the background.
We don't know where the rest of that one is.
But when it comes to getting your car fixed, Chet's Paint and Body, they work overtime to make absolutely sure that your car looks as good as it is. A handshake will guarantee it. See them today.
Very dependable.
737-2961. They'll process all the paperwork for you and take care of you at Chet's Paint and Body.
Remember, one call, that's all. I'm Richard Schwartz, and I'm here to help you.
As the days get warmer, the grass starts growing. Drop in and visit with Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 in Cicalina, where they've got a complete line of the #1 lawnmower in America, Skag. Whether you're a homeowner or a lawn care service, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower just for you. Plus, they carry Exmark tractors and any part that you may need for your existing tractor or lawnmower. Drop in and see Cole or Buttermilk today. Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, 601-626-8759.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. As we look at that January 6th thing, so many of them are waiting as they put pictures out and chased them down. This is one of the guys here that they were chasing down. Matthew Lawrence, you pronounce that Perna?
I think so, yes.
Pennsylvania is where he's from. He was awaiting sentence and has committed suicide.
And I don't know who did what on that day. I don't know if, obviously there was people doing things they shouldn't have been doing. Obviously.
Correct.
But, I don't know how many of them that they actually detained were actually doing something really bad, or if they were just kind of following the group and were identified in a picture, Because they pretty much went after anybody that they could identify.
If you were there, they put those pictures across there, and he couldn't handle it, whatever they were going to do to him. The sentence couldn't have been, whatever they were going to do to him is not as bad as taking your own life, is my point for bringing that up. Face the consequences, go on. I hate it happened. They're saying that inflation is going to be worse than they originally predicted. Hubba, hubba, hubba. It's the worst in 40 years already. And as we see, this is making the national price of gas right now, just on average, $3.61 a gallon today.
Yeah, they said this morning it was now $100 a barrel. So that's $4 gas. $4 gas is headed our way.
It is. Y'all be prepared. By labor, what's our next in the spring? What's the one coming up? Memorial Day? Is that right? Is that the next one?
I think so. Yeah, because Labor Day is around September.
Yeah, so it'll be that coming up. Gas is going to be high by then as Americans take to the roads. Hulk Hogan has been spotted out, and you know he'd been married forever, got a divorce, and married this other lady. Well, he was seen out in town, and it wasn't his wife with him, and people were kind of worried. And guess what? He'd done divorced.
Yeah,
he done got him a new girlfriend, and she owns a short dress. I just noticed that.
I wonder if she sells hot dogs. Who knows?
I wasn't going to say it, but now that you bring it up.
I figured you would. Does she sell hot dogs? I don't know. But it looks like he would get tired of that look. Now, I know that's supposed to be his signature look.
Yeah, it's selling dolls.
But,
he ain't tired of it.
Surely behind closed doors, he don't have the bandana and the chains and the... I mean, you think he ever just throws on like a flannel shirt?
Well, let's talk about Dog.
Ball cap.
Do you think Dog walks around without his hair braided and his sunglasses on at home?
I don't know.
Behind the scenes with Dog. Did he ever get his TV show back?
I don't know if he did or not.
I'm pulling for him.
I don't know. But he remarried, didn't he? I think he did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I thought he did.
I'm pulling for Dog, y'all. He had it going on there for a little while. Hey, they're finally getting rid of a name that you never liked. Who remembers the slogan, Build Back Better? And everybody go, build back what better? Because it's already better now.
Yeah.
And it's called I Took It and Run It.
I broke it on down.
Biden finally
run it in the ground.
ditching that name.
Yeah.
And they're coming up with something that sounds like they almost tried to take it from Trump.
Yeah.
Their new slogan is going to be Made in America.
Really?
Yeah.
As we buy oil and gas or whatever from everybody else.
Yeah, and everything that is made in other countries, because you did a little agreement there with Bill Clinton and sent it to other countries and took away our jobs. Let's do Made in America and bring back all our factory jobs. Quit doing business with other countries that if we were to get into a bind, that you could actually get a product and, oh, wait a minute, have a chip to go in a new Ford F-150.
Yeah. And I'm truly convinced that the only reason that he got rid of like the pipeline thing when he first went in office, because it was a Trump. Trump did all these things, and it was like, let's undo everything that he did as fast as we can.
Oh, and let's hypothetically say that you get kickbacks from somebody. Hypothetically. And it would benefit your son, maybe, of making money from... Oh, but that's hypothetical.
And now they're saying that all these mandates that are ending, they've ended today, and today is like the State of the Union address. They're saying how convenient is that, they end right at the same time he's fixing to do a State of the Union. State of the Union.
State of the, yeah.
The Union. Right.
We say it real fast, nobody will know the difference.
Yeah, State of the Union.
So what's your favorite? Do you like Sweet Caroline, Cracklin' Rose, Coming to America? What's your favorite Neil Diamond song?
I'm not a big Neil Diamond fan, but...
You're kidding.
No, I'm not.
Neil, still to this day, is one of the highest grossing acts that are out there.
But I like the song Sweet Caroline. I mean, anytime it's ever... Like, I've heard it sang anywhere, it seems like it brings the whole crowd together to sing it together, and they're swaying.
Yeah. Next time you hear it, Neil's not going to be making the money off of it. Why? Because he sold every song that he owns. And also 160 that have never been released to radio. He sold it all. They haven't released how much money that he's made off of it, but UMG has bought it. And we're seeing it. Bob Dylan and all these other folks are doing that.
Yeah.
So it's gone. But Neil is happy in his older age there, so he moves on and collects his cash at the counter. Kind of like Monopoly there. We've got more on the way with Scotty Ray and Candace as we move along, heading toward the top of the hour this morning. But first, let's talk about breakfast. And where are you going to find that? At Maple's One Stop Shop. And they got it going on right now at their St. Paul store. It's the Chevron station. You can't miss it. Grits, eggs, bacon, biscuits. Sounds kind of good, doesn't it?
It does, and I'm starving.
Yeah.
So it really sounds good.
I like all this stuff here.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to have, though. You can stop in on your way to work, get you some gas, get you some breakfast.
Yeah, of course, that's their quick menu there. And here's their big lunch specials that they're going to have. Today is Tuesday, so it's hamburger steak day. Baked chicken, I like that. Mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, rice and gravy. Boy, black-eyed peas, you just can't get enough of that. Green beans, roll, or cornbread. That's what today's special is. You get all of that for $8.99. 2 sides and a tea.
Deal. It really is. It really is.
Think about the last time you got one of those, of what it cost you. A great deal for you. Drop in and visit them. Again, that's the 31st Avenue Chevron. Cooking it up, doing it right for you there at Chevron. They'll do that. Maple's one-stop shop. Of course, still the coffee program going on. That 6 cup of coffee is free. A drink or anything that you may need in any of their locations. And again, Bonita and Pine Springs do the pizza. $4.99 for lunch. Lottery tickets, ice cream, and if you need something behind the counter there, they got that also. Again, from Bonita, Pine Springs, Causeyville to Last Chance Tobacco on 493 Broadmoor and 31st Avenue. They're there for you at Maple's One Stop Shop.
No matter what hat you wear, if you're hurt on the job, you're gonna need me. We've helped thousands of our injured clients get their medical bills paid and recover lost wages. And we're ready to help do the same for you today. One call, that's all.
Rockhouse Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rockhouse will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. Okay, we got some Neil Diamond fans coming in.
Yeah.
Denise mentioned Play Me. That was a good one. Bill, Sweet Caroline, September Morn. I'd forgotten about that. I Am, I Said. Do y'all remember that?
Mm-mm.
I Am, I Said. That was a good song. Big Bang Theory was on. I didn't know it was on Big Bang Theory.
I didn't either.
Uh-oh. Williams pulling for Pat Boone. I think you're going to be overrun that Pat Boone done that better. You might be the only one, William. Good luck to you on that one. Let's see. An author has confessed that she absolutely, now she put this on paper, can't stand her husband. She even used the H word on her husband. She's been married to him 16 years, and she says she compares him to a brick underfoot. He snores, and he's a heap of meat, but they're not going to divorce. Even though she said in public she can't stand him.
Goodness.
Now, how many marriages could survive that? I guess they're complacent. She's from North Carolina. Heather, how do you pronounce that name?
Havel Lesky.
Yeah. Anyway, she's a journalist out there that just says she don't like him. He snores too much and makes all types of animal noises.
They look happy.
Yeah. Bless them.
Yeah.
Here they are there. The happy couple that doesn't like each other.
I kind of watch my back if I was him.
Not many journalists will jump out there. Here's a husband that's in hot water. Say you're on a flight and you get there and you think, boy, it's too crowded here. Mm-hmm. He upgrades to first class, leaves his wife in coach. The internet has ripped him apart from head to toe for leaving the wife behind.
And then he's surprised when she's upset about it.
You don't do that.
No.
If you're married, you offer it to your wife first if you're the man. That's what it used to be in the South.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
That would make me upset. Just saying.
Gail said that the character sang it on Big Bang Theory. I never saw that one. So, as we look at, we don't have a lot of time left. Shell has pulled out of Russia. They've shut operations down. A quick few notes here. The 40-mile stretch coming in there to it, they're getting ready to attack again. And as we see, women and children help build arms to protect the Ukraine people.
Also, Switzerland has also frozen their accounts for all the wealthy people from Russia.
Right.
Move their money to Switzerland, for Swiss bank accounts. And they have frozen those. So that's going to put a hurting on them, too.
It's gotten so serious that they've announced that in UK prisons, if you ever served in the military or have military background, they're going to let you out of jail to go fight. Mm-hmm. That's how serious this is. Imagine that 40 miles backed up. Putin is doing his best to destroy these people.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, there's not been, other than some military aid, not been anybody with boots on the ground that helped them.
And there's so many Russian people, citizens, who are protesting within Russia. Now, they're being arrested for doing it because I think it's against the law there. But they are protesting, though, because they're not for this. So, and I quickly want to say this. I know I don't have time, but I think the soldiers have a different idea, some of them, as to what's really going on, because they've been told the Ukraine are against them or for them when they went in, want them to be there.
Maybe. Hey, I got an honorable mention there. Play Me by Neil Diamond also. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Thank y'all for joining us.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by